What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back in to another video. Today we're going to be doing a tier list, and this is something I haven't done since last year, but I wanted to do this to kind of pass the time, as we're still, there's still not much going on in the NFL right now, and there are some things that are worth talking about, but it's just not going to help pass the time. And I want to do a lot of things that you guys want to see. So if you guys want to see more of these tier lists, make sure you guys leave it in the comment section below. Also hit that like button. Also suggest what other type of tier lists do you want me to do from this site here. And if you guys want me to make my own, I will. But without further ado, let's get right into it. But before we do, I quickly want to thank the new members on the channel, and that being Christopher Brown, who joined yesterday at the time of recording this, and also bought some Kid Blue merch. If you guys want your own Kid Blue merch, make sure you guys hit the link in the in the description below. He got the Diamond tier membership, which also allows you to get 25% off any purchase on the merch. So thank you so much, Christopher Brown, for going on getting the membership and getting the Diamond tier membership. Also to Die Hard Giants fan, who went from the gold tier membership to the Diamond tier membership, so upgraded two upgrades there. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you guys for joining the channel. Thank you so much for continuously supporting the channel, and it means the world, man. Much appreciated. We're gonna be doing a tier list for all the NFL teams in the NFL. I was gonna do a quarterback one because it's more fun to do on tier list, but I'm going to be doing my own quarterback index. From starting, the starting 32 quarterbacks. So it would kind of be counterproductive to do that when I'm making a video on that already. So I'm going to be doing it on the NFL teams to start out with. And if you guys want to see more, make sure you guys leave that in the comment section below. So let's start off. We have the S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. Now, NFL teams should never be on an F tier because they're NFL teams. They're the best of the best. So it's not really fair to put an F tier in there, but I like the tier setup here. So the Tennessee Titans, I'm going to put them in A tier just because of what they did last year and how unexpected it was that how far they went. I know they went 9-7. They were just a 9-7 team, but they made it far. So I like that. The Miami Dolphins, they are still in the D tier to me. I know they're looking on the up and up now. They had a couple of convincing wins last year, but they're still a very, very well below average team. We look at the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to give them a C tier. I know they didn't have quite the season they expected, going 6-10, but listen, they're still better than the Miami Dolphins. I guarantee you that. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, also a C tier team. I'm not really a huge believer in them, being that their defense is completely depleted. I know they try to fill some of that holes. Calais and Chaisson. They brought in CJ Henderson in the draft as well. Also Joe Schobert from the Cleveland Browns. But I don't think it's going to be enough with how many pieces they lost there in such little amount of time. We look at the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, man, I'm going to put it under a C tier. Every year, I always think the Lions are going to do something, and they just flop. We look at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, going into 2020, I think they're going to be an A tier. I like their team, but Dalvin Cook is holding out, so we'll see what happens there. The Buccaneers, I know it's kind of shocking, but A tier, just because of, what they did. In free agency, they were able to keep all their pieces, not just Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. That's not the reason why I'm putting them in A tier. They were also able to keep all their pieces on their defensive line. And Ndamukong Suh was a free agent. JPP was a free agent. And Shaquille Barrett was a free agent. They still kept all those guys. And, they also still have Levante David. They have a young secondary that's on the up and up. Their defense is getting a lot better, and we don't even need to talk about their offense. It's great. Their offensive line has shapen up a little bit with Tristan Wirfs as well. So, I like what they're doing there in Tampa. San Francisco, S tier. Don't really need to say much about that. The Super Bowl defending losers, but that's not to say anything. That sounds kind of bad, but they made it to the Super Bowl. Okay, so the Falcons, I'm gonna give them the B tier. I think they're a lot better than people think. Baltimore Ravens, S tier. They're one of the teams that are probably going to make a Super Bowl run next year. Chicago Bears. Chicago. I'm not gonna say they're necessarily D tier yet, but they're C tier. It is what it is. B. I see the B and I'm thinking B tier. Cincinnati Bengals, D tier. I know they had a phenomenal, in my opinion, they had a phenomenal draft, getting guys like Logan Wilson, getting guys like T. Higgins, getting Joe Burrow. Though that's a huge step in the right direction. I love what they're doing, especially what they did in the draft. Love what Cincinnati is able to do, but they had the number 1 overall pick. So, they still haven't proved anything yet. Dallas Cowboys. Guys, I'm sorry to say this, but they're an A-tier team. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to get a lot of people in the comment section below, but I talked about it with a lot of people, especially the Hub, when we did our podcast about a week ago. And we talked about the Dallas Cowboys, and I was just, we were kind of just looking over our NFC East opponents, and looking at the Dallas Cowboys, it's very hard to find a terrible weakness. They addressed a lot of things. I know their cornerback spot is probably the most that needs help, but I mean, they still, try to fill in those holes. I know they lost Byron Jones, but with all the upgrades they made on their defense as well, and adding CeeDee Lamb in there, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with next year, even with Dak Prescott there. The Houston Texans, to me, are an A-tier team. The Indianapolis Colts, B tier. Last year I thought they were A tier, but they proved me wrong. We look at the Los Angeles Rams. It doesn't have an updated logo, but B tier. The Los Angeles Chargers I'm going to put under a low B tier, very low B tier, and I'll rearrange these teams at the end, but very low B tier, just because I believe they have potential. It's just that I'm not sold on it yet, but I know a lot of their guys got hurt last year. So Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions, obviously S tier. The New Orleans Saints, S tier. These are Super Bowl contending teams, in my opinion. These are all Super Bowl contending teams, and I probably should have clarified that, but that's fine. But these are Super Bowl contending teams, pretty much playoff contending teams, right in the middle, below average, terrible. So the Giants, I'm sorry, but we got to give it a D tier for now. I mean, it is what it is. You got to be completely non-biased when you're talking about even our favorite teams. The Philadelphia Eagles, B tier. The Pittsburgh Steelers, B tier. All right. The Denver Broncos, C tier, although I think they're on the up and up. The Green Bay Packers, A tier. I think they're right there to be Super Bowl contending. They've just got to show that they can make that leap, but it's going to be very hard to get past these teams here. Next up, the Carolina Panthers, C tier. Las Vegas Raiders, B tier. I know a lot of people might think C tier. I think they are going to be right in that middle. They're going to be in the talks for playoff contention this year. I honestly believe that. I really like the direction that Las Vegas is going. The Redskins, D tier. I mean, there's nothing to say there. Arizona, I think they're a very low C tier. I think they just barely reached that C tier. Last year, I believed that Arizona and the Giants were on the same level. They got their rookie quarterbacks. They're both rebuilding. They both had new regimes, and that they were kind of at the same mark. But I think Arizona has a slight edge just because of Kyler Murray is better than Daniel Jones. And I also think they have now a better team around them as well, even though I really like the Giants draft. But Arizona just has a better roster in place, in my honest opinion. The Buffalo Bills, B tier. They're a very close A, but I still have some questions on that wide receiving core. I still have some questions on Josh Allen. Their defense is great. I just don't know if they're going to be consistently putting up points to be a playoff contending team. We look at the Seattle Seahawks, A tier. This is another team that I think is right there in the S tier, but just they're gonna have trouble making that leap to get to the Super Bowl. The New York Jets, D tier. And the New England Patriots, man, the New England Patriots are very hard to try to see where they're gonna be at, because we don't have Tom Brady. There's they lost a key piece that was pretty much the reason why they were making the playoffs since he was a New England Patriot. So automatically, because of the loss of Tom Brady, automatically they could have been an S tier. They're going they're going automatically down to B tier now, just because there's a huge question mark there. They might not be the same team, and a quarterback, although it's the most overrated position in football, an overpaid position of football, it still matters a whole bunch. Having a guy like Tom Brady, who's been in the system for so long, that can pretty much run the system with his eyes closed. Now to bring in a quarterback who needs to develop, they haven't had to deal with those things for quite a long time now. I know they had Jimmy Garoppolo, I know they had Jacoby Brissett in the past years, but you know, that was with Tom Brady not being able, he was still part of the team, so they weren't 100% committed to those players. Now they have to 100% commit to Jarrett Stidham or Cam Newton if they bring him in, or any other free agent. So I think they're automatically a B tier. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back, and I will rearrange this to what I see fit. Alright guys, I rearranged it in the best way I can. I had some issues just because I didn't really know where to put certain teams, but I think this is fair. And I know there'll probably be other people that are going to complain about this. I don't care. Like, I have the Giants as the best D tier team. I'm sorry, I just think that. I should probably put the Miami Dolphins in the back because I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I had an issue. I kept flip-flopping, but I feel like the Giants are in are set up better for success in the future. That's my honest opinion. I'm sorry. We look at the S tier. I didn't change it from what it was. I thought it was perfect. Kansas City, these two of the two teams were in the Super Bowl, so you know, you got to give them that respect. Baltimore was right there, and the Saints, I think, are great as well. I know Green Bay was in the NFC Championship game. I still have them A tier though. And this is pretty much the hierarchy I have here. Yes, I have Dallas highly ranked. I'm sorry. And yes, I have Minnesota in there as well as playoff contenders, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Steelers are right there on that A tier, man, right there. But I mean, they didn't make the playoffs last year, so I think I'm giving them a little too much credit. So I'm just gonna leave them right there at B tier, but I think they're an A tier type team. Las Vegas, I have them pretty highly ranked, but that's pretty much because I believe in them. Eagles, all right, C tier. It is what it is there. So that is my tier, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think of it? Do you guys think, you know, let me know the teams that you guys think I overrated or underrated. If you guys agree, if you guys disagree, leave it in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you guys in the next video.